Rainbow's eyes widened and made a dive to rescue her, but was blown back by the dragon's ferocious roar. Sitting here, spiraling away through the sky and away from Fluttershy, was now spinning towards the ground. Fluttershy lost all sense of control as she fell. She tried to get her wings to work properly, set her down gently, but they weren't responding. She closed her eyes, waiting for the feel of the ground, knowing that once she did, she'll be waiting for her father to appear. With a cry of pain, she smashed into a slope on her open right wing, but didn't stop. The slope went downhill towards a small clearing surrounded by trees, with a few rocks at the end. She tumbled down the hill, being able to miss any of the trees that dotted the hillside, so she reached the flat and ran into a large boulder on her side. She cried out once more as she felt her side smash into the boulder. Luckily, no bones were broken. She was now bleeding in many places. The wound on her head had reopened and was leaking blood once more. Dirt covered up most of her legs and lower body, as she felt weak and dizzy after such a tumble. She gritted her teeth and tried to rise on her legs once more. She made it halfway up before her legs gave way as she collapsed into her stomach. She craned her head and looked up to see Heimdall circling over her head, sneering bloody teeth at her as he descended from the sky and landed for a few feet from her. She cried out as she tried to rise again, but again failing and collapsing back to the ground. And you still continue to fight. You do not know death when you see it by side following. This is my hour. Heimdall roared triumphantly. It's over, she thought. Heimdall's won. We've lost. She looked back up at Heimdall, staring at him with loathing. Do what you want with me, she said, looking back towards the ground. Heimdall sneered. With pleasure. He advanced slowly, teasing Fluttershy with every step, savoring the victory that was assured. He had taken care of Firewind. Now, last of the Dragonlords was in front of him. After 5,000 years, he will have his revenge. Get away from my friend! A high-pitched voice called from the tree line. Heimdall and Fluttershy looked in the direction where the sound came from. But Fluttershy's and Heimdall's eyes widened at the appearance of 5 ponies and a horse. Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Thrulla were standing there, with their sword legs raised, Rainbow's crossbow primed and aiming straight at Heimdall's eye. You take one step closer to our friend, and I'll stick this bolt in your eye, Rainbow threatened. There, Applejack snarled. Back away now! Leave her alone, or deal with us. Anyone who hurts one of our friends hurts all of us, Twilight growled. Well, fighting is not usually my thing, but I will gut you with my bell hose if you touch her again! Rarity screeched. Yeah, what the hell said? Pinkie finished, before whirling back to her threatening stance, growling at the dragon in front of them. Throw said nothing, just stared at the winged beast who snarled and breathed sword on his leg. Fluttershy couldn't believe it. She began to think she was imagining things. Were her friends really all here? Well, you see, Fluttershy, this isn't one of those accusation fics that believes that you all hate each other or just looking for an excuse to get away. This one realizes you guys are friends who would die for one another. She painfully moved back her neck to see Heimdall's reaction, only to find himself unnerved by a small smile. Girls, get back, she croaked out, but he couldn't hear her. Heimdall chuckled. Then poured out fire from his mouth straight into 6 equines. Twilight closed her eyes, and they created a quick shield around the 6 equines, protecting them from the worst of the fire. When the flames cleared, the 6 equines were surrounded by burnt grass and the smell of burning trees behind them. Heimdall snarled and widened his eyes, aiming straight out into the equine's eyes. Fluttershy's eyes widened as he realized his plan. Girls! Thrulla! Close your eyes! He's using the dragon's stare! But it's too late. The 6 equines were frozen in place by Heimdall's stare. Their eyes wide as they tried to move, found themselves too paralyzed with fear. So, these are your friends then, Fluttershy, by the way. They're just as weak as I suspected. Heimdall shifted to face the ponies in horse and moved towards them. Fluttershy tried to get up again to stop him, but found herself back on her stomach. She closed her eyes and looked away, not seeing what he was going to do with her best friends. Oh, I am going to enjoy tossing them, Heimdall proclaimed, sheer joy in his tone, while the ponies and the horse in front of them began whimpering in fear. Fluttershy's eyes snapped open. All pain she felt immediately ceased. Irises became dots the size of pinnails. Her blood pumped around her body faster as she felt her anger explode on a scale she never felt before. And her teeth gritted together so hard she thought some of the pieces of them shatter. With slow movements, she got back up on all fours and turned to face Heimdall as he now gloomed to her friends. You threatened my friends! My friends! She raised her right leg, and Dre's bane sung as it appeared. She didn't have a choice. She didn't want another choice. The dragon's going to die! Right there with you, Flutters! No one kills a favorite OC of mine and gets away with it! At that moment, her mind went blank. With a scream of pure, psychotic rage, she charged at Heimdall, who turned to face her just as Fluttershy slammed her entire body to setting to his side. Fluttershy began stabbing, slashing with her swords into the belly of the beast. Heimdall's burning eyes widened in surprise and fear at the sight of the rage in Fluttershy's eyes. Heimdall swung a claw at the pony. Fluttershy jumped back out of the way. It slashed off several of the claws with Drake's bane. Heimdall howled. He left his head at her, trying to claim her in his jaws. Fluttershy, however, was quick, way too quick for him. She stepped sideways, missing Heimdall's teeth, then stabbed her swords into the open nostril of the creature, sending Heimdall into a world of pain. Fluttershy became a whirlwind of violence, slashing, hacking, stabbing into the winged beast without thought or conscience. The monster had taken away her order, wounded her father. It was not going to take her friends too. The 5 ponies had recovered from Heimdall's stare, now watching with horror. Fluttershy, screaming in rage, attempted to howl like dragon. Make us stop, Fluttershy whispered to Twilight, unable to watch the torture anymore. When Twilight heard the other unicorns, she didn't acknowledge it, too mesmerized by the ferocity of her quietest friend beating the stuffing out of this dragon. Heimdall spread out his wings and took to the air, hoping to retreat and make a recovery before attacking again. Fluttershy leapt onto Heimdall's face and began stabbing her swords through the scales, working her way down towards the brain. Heimdall was howling with every inflection put upon him. Heimdall tried to shake her off by shaking his head wildly. Fluttershy stayed on by embedding Drake's bane to his scales. She worked past his head and made her way towards the wings. Heimdall then tried to use the barrel rolls, trying to force Fluttershy to lose her grip and fall to her death. While Fluttershy still stayed on, moving quickly across the dragon's body into the wings. She made it through Heimdall's wing, and with a loud cry, sliced her sword across the wing, cutting it off as though scissors to paper. Heimdall screamed in agony. He watched with wide, frightened eyes as his right wing fell away from him. He now saw he was plummeting to the ground, and found he was unable to slow his descent. Fluttershy made her way back to Heimdall's head, and began hacking at where his brain would lie. After a while, Fluttershy let out a roar and stabbed down with Drake's bane, straight through the skull and into the brain itself. Heimdall's eyes widened even more as he felt agony course through his body. He controlled, and he let out a deafening roar. His body slumped as it now nosedived towards the ground at such speed. The 6 equines on the ground saw what was about to happen, ran for the cover of the trees, watching as the dragon slammed to the ground, creating a huge explosion of dust and mud. Before the dragon hit the ground, Fluttershy leapt off the head and hit the ground rolling, coming to a stop just a few feet away from where the dragon had impacted the ground. She got up, and turned around, and ready to charge once more into the fray. But the dragon didn't get back up. It lay huddled in the crater it created, dead once more. Despite the creature's death, Fluttershy still stood on her hind legs, back to her friends. She breathed heavily through her gritted teeth. Eyes were still mere dots. Eyes which spoke of a bloodlust for the dragon in front of her. After a moment's silence, Twilight stepped forward. Fluttershy? There was no response. Twilight took a step forward. What do you think you're doing? Thor cried. He raced in front of the unicorn and stopped her before she could get any closer. Do you want to get killed also? Twilight laughed nervously. Fluttershy won't kill me. She took a moment to study Thor's eyes. Her surprise, he wasn't joking. Won't she? She could. Won't even know it. Thor replied, his tone full of sorrow. She's gone berserk, Twilight. What's that mean? Rainbow stepped forward. It means he's going to be in a really good, dark, and serious Senate fantasy manga. Boo! When a president of any species gets so angry, they literally lose control over everything. You feel no pain, no conscience, and will kill anything that stands in their way, including those on their side, until their desire for blood is satiated. Zora explained. Twilight looked from Thrower to Fluttershy. The Pegasus still had her blades out, both of them pointing towards the ground. She didn't even seem to acknowledge their presence. Twilight felt her nerves go at the very thought of a friend turning into something worse than what had happened at the Grand Gallery Gala. Something that could easily harm her and every pony else. I've seen horses go berserk many times on the battlefield, and it's never a great thing to watch as they cut down an enemy without screaming their lungs out. Thora added. So you know how to get her out of it then? Rainbow inquired, her tone full of hope. Thora suddenly shook his head. I'm afraid not, Rainbow. Every horse that had gone berserk in the past was put down to survive the battle. Their minds too broken to be reforged. Lowered his head to the ground. I'm sorry, but I don't think we can help her. Rainbow started to shake her head. You're lying. You're lying! Thora shook his head. Twilight, there's gotta be something we can do! Anything! Rainbow was close to tears now. Twilight looked from Rainbow to Fluttershy, deep in thought. He traveled so many miles to find her, and now, when he was so close, he was being told he might have to put her down. Twilight wasn't going to go home a friendless. I have to try something, Throa. She saved my life a month ago. Maybe it's my turn to save hers. Or maybe mine, Pinky stepped forward. Twilight, let me go and try to bring her out of it. Twilight opened her mouth to protest, but stopped when Pinky continued talking. She brought me out of a depression about a week ago, Twilight. Least I could do is try to bring her out of her rage. After a tense silence, Twilight gave her a nod of approval and Leslie stepped out of the way, allowing Twilight to pass. With a gulp, Pinky stepped forward. Head held high as he tried to stay brave, but found it waning. Fluttershy had just taken on a dragon and won. What chance would she have around a fight? But Pegasus' buddy had derailed, and Auntie Pinky was preparing to put her back on track. She's a year older than you! Twilight watched as Pinky inched closer to Fluttershy. They turned to Rainbow, whose eyes were full of tears. Rainbow, forgive me for asking you this, but if Fluttershy so much as raises a hoof aggressively at Pinky, will you please pull that trigger? Rainbow's eyes widened as she glared at her unicorn friend. You want me to kill my own friend? Twilight nodded. Her eyes tears as well, just as good for herself. How dare you even come up with that? There's no way on earth I'm shooting at Fluttershy! I won't even do it Princess Celestia asked me to! Please, Rainbow! I don't want you to shoot Fluttershy either. And I certainly don't want to go home with a dead friend. Let alone two. Though Rainbow hated to admit. Twilight was right. If Pinky were killed as well as Fluttershy, she wouldn't forgive herself. She gave Twilight a little nod, stiffed back her tears, took to the air, raised her crossbow leg, and aimed it back at Fluttershy's head, praying she wouldn't have to pull the trigger. Pinky, she called to Fluttershy. If you play Fluttershy out of her psychotic episode, I'm gonna kiss you. Ding! Pinky just gave a little nod in acknowledgement as she approached. She was now a couple of feet from the Pegasus, so she started a circle to face her directly. Fluttershy, it's me, not Pinky. As he said, she received no response. The others watched on bated breath as she moved in front of Fluttershy. Sight of Fluttershy's face, Pinky's heart was blown to pieces. Instead of the features of a sweet, innocent, kind, caring Pegasus pony she knew, it was instead the definition of rage. Fluttershy's face was covered in blood. Her own and the dragon's was stripped down her body like ring wire. Pinky sat closer. Fluttershy, please, listen to me. I know you're in there. I know that inside that mind of yours is the sweet, loving Pegasus we all came here to look for. Pinky moved closer, eyes brimming with tears as her gaze was met with intense, thoughtless hatred. I'm here now, Fluttershy. I'm never going to leave your side again. I promise. Cross my heart, hold the fly, stick a cupcake in my eye. She said with all her right gestures. At the mention of Pinky promise, Fluttershy's body relaxed little by little, as if it brought her mind back into focus as she started to remember her Pinky promise. Her teeth came apart, Her breathing slowed down to a steady, relaxed pace. Her two swords rotated back into her scabbards, and her eyes returned to their normal size, bringing back the love and kindness Pinkie remembered they had. Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy mumbled. Pinkie Pie beamed and indicated with a hoof for Rainbow to lower her crossbow. Pegasus duly did so with a heavy sigh of relief. Yes, Fluttershy! Pinkie said. She took one of Fluttershy's hooves and pressed it against her cheek. In a similar way as what Fluttershy did to her about a week ago. I'm here, as we all are, and I'm not going to leave you again. Fluttershy first thought she was seeing things, but the moment Pinkie pressed her hoof against her cheek, did Fluttershy know she was real. What are you doing here? She managed to say as she lowered herself back into her four hoofs. Looking for you, of course, Twilight's voice said from behind her. Fluttershy turned around, gasped as she saw not just Twilight, but Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and Thrower was standing there. I'm you. How's it going? All of them were at least smiles on their faces. Fluttershy moved forward to tuck them all in a hug, but suddenly she stopped and prostrated on the ground, shaking with fear as she remembered what she did to them. I'm so sorry, she cried. I didn't want to do that at you first, but I didn't want to see you get killed because of me, so I had to for your sake. Fluttershy! Shut up! Rainbow said. Fluttershy went silent. She peered out of her hooves and looked at Rainbow, who had a warm smile on her face. If we were mad for you for leaving us like that, do you honestly think we wouldn't be out here in the first place? Fluttershy shrugged. Rainbow rolled her eyes. Well, we wouldn't. Leaving back at Ponytail trying to forget you. But we came all this way to find you, and we're not going home without you. Rainbow landed and walked up to the other Pegasus. So get up and give me a hug, you bird brain. Fluttershy jumped up and wrapped her forelegs around her Pegasus friend. Pinkie soon joined in, followed by Twilight, then Applejack, and finally Rarity, until they were all having a group hug for the first time since leaving Struthburg. Dorothy smiled as she watched the reunion of the 6 friends, and felt the satisfaction of a job well done. Fluttershy tightened her hold over her friends. A bright smile lighted her face. They had forgiven her, and had come all this way just to bring her home. Her father was right. Dad! She suddenly exclaimed. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. So, all you guys who are writing Caroline Lane Fix that have the main 6 separated, or don't want to try to find their friend, or wouldn't try to do everything, or would break up so easily, what have we learned? That it's stupid for us to write such a thing! And the consequences of it is, you're going to kill us all! Again! Exactly! Oh, and don't worry, folks. If you genuinely like those fics, be my guest. But for me, on the other hand, I don't. So they're going to die now! Ah! The critic may have misgivings about killing people for having bad opinions, but not me. I enjoy the pain. She pushed her way out of the group and galloped up the hill as fast as she could, not bothering to say sorry as she sent all her friends to the ground. Fluttershy, wait! Rainbow called out, but Fluttershy was racing for them already. Did she just say Dad? Rarity answered the other Professor Ponies. Come on, y'all! Applejack got up first. We gotta get after her. We'll never find her again. The others nodded in agreement, set off down to Fluttershy. Sir Hope was gaining an explanation to what the heck is going on out here, she said to Twilight as they galloped through the trees. Fluttershy, meanwhile, was ages in front. She galloped through the bushes and stepped over fallen trees. She raced past small animals, wondering what the heck had happened. She could have stopped and helped them up, but her priority was getting to her father, praying she wasn't too late. She galloped past a tree that Heimdall had knocked over to crush her, and realized she was getting close. Breathing was getting a little bit faster. Her stomach began to ache agonizingly with worry. She saw the clearing come up and prepared herself for whatever lay on the other side. She emerged and saw her father exactly where she left him. She carried out to him. Dad, I did it. I got rid of Heimdall. I defeated the dragon, she said as she slowed to a trot.
I'm a true Dragonlord now.
She received no reply. At first she thought it was because he was whispering and couldn't hear him. Once he got closer, she realized that wasn't the case. Firewing lay motionless in a pool of blood, with his head resting against the trunk of the tree. Eyes closed, and mouth just slightly open, but no breathing was heard.
Dad,
Fluttershy whispered.
wake up. You promised me you won't play tricks on this to me again. So, wake up.
She placed her hoof on his shoulder and nudged him. She felt his body was cold to the touch, and her heart fell apart.
No. Oh, Celestia. Please, no.
She nudged him again, this time a little bit harder. Tears started to stream from her eyes and down her cheeks as her mind tried to tell her he was dead.
Wake up. Wake up!
She screeched,
Don't wake me again! You promised you wouldn't! You promised!
but Firewing was dead. Fluttershy shook her head disbelievingly. She cradled his head in her hooves and began to cry uncontrollably. Not too far away, the other ponies began to hear the sound of crying, and their hearts beat a little faster. This way! Applejack pointed towards the clearing. The 5 ponies, and 1 horse, turned to the direction of where Applejack said. No time at all to emerge into the clearing. Fluttershy lay creeping up to her father. Rainbow flew up to her.
Okay, Fluttershy, you better have a good excuse.
She trailed off after seeing what Fluttershy was gripping onto, and halfway over to her mouth. Oh my god. Fluttershy's shoulders stood violently as she cried over her father's body. Twilight and the others walked up to her, all of them recognizing Firewing's body from the picture. Fluttershy turned around and looked at Twilight.
Please, Twilight.
She pleaded.
Help.
Twilight didn't know how to say she couldn't, so she just shook her head solemnly. Fluttershy closed her eyes and turned around and buried her wing in Firewing's face. Tears spilling out once more over Firewing's body.
Leave me.
She whispered, before crying her heart out once more. The 6 to 8 Quines hesitantly complied with Fluttershy's request, walked slowly out of the clearing.
If you need us, Fluttershy,
Rainbow said comfortably.
we'll be in a clearing over there.
She pointed to the furthest corner of the clearing. We could see a smaller clearing just behind. With that, Rainbow flew out to be beside the others. She kept glancing back at Fluttershy, wanting to be next to her and comfort her. Celestia knew she needed it. Fluttershy, meanwhile, just felt sheer sorrow through her. Yet when her eyes opened, they sparked with sheer sorrow and pure hatred.
Oh no, Flick! You're not taking this one!
No! Come on!
Clear! Listen, there isn't anything we can do.
No! There's gotta be! Darn you! Darn you, Fick! Why must you take another one from me? Darn you, author, for making me care for another OC and then violently take him away! Why do I have to lose all my favorite OCs? For half an hour, you could hear the slight whisper of Fluttershy's mournful cries echo across the highlands. Until suddenly there was silence. Rainbow, Twilight, Pinkie, Berry, Applejack, and Throw sat close together, in silence. All of them wanted to come up to comfort their friend.
That's it! Can't stand waiting here anymore!
Rainbow said suddenly.
I'm gonna go get her!
She made the dash off through the trees, but was stopped by a magenta glow around the tip of her tail.
We shouldn't, Rainbow,
Twilight said. Rainbow could tell it pained her just as badly to be sitting where they were doing nothing.
What do you mean we shouldn't?
Rainbow snarled. She was let go, and stopped flying away, flew to Twilight's face.
One of my best friends is in a lot of pain in a moment. You want me to sit here and do nothing?
I want to do something as well, Rainbow, Twilight carried. Well, what good can I do?
How about being there for her? Maybe that would work.
I am curious, though, Verity came in. Leslie just said that Firewing was her father. Yes, he told us he never knew him. How does that work? I don't know, Twilight said. Well, it was true.
Then why leave Fluttershy in an orphanage? Why couldn't he raise her himself? Because he did it for the same reason I left you at the Trots. Because he loved me too much. Fluttershy's voice came into the conversation. All eyes turned towards where Fluttershy had emerged from the trees, into the small clearing the ponies and horse had inhabited. Her heart shattered at the devastation in Fluttershy's eyes. Her head was low, facing the ground. Her ears were flat on her head. Eyes were red from crying so hard. Her face was covered in blood that also had smears where her tears had cleaned the blood away. Her hooves and lower body were covered in dirt, while her tail dragged along lifelessly behind her. While on her back was her father's saddlebag, a small split inside. Whether it was her own or Firewing's, the ponies couldn't tell. She moved until she was close to the other ponies, and clasped into her rump without saying another word. Rainbow looked towards Twilight, almost as she was daring her to stop her. When nothing came, Rainbow moved closer to the mourning Pegasus, put a comforting hoof onto her shoulder. First I reacted by lowering her head, resting on Rainbow's chest, while spilling out the last of her tears. Dear. Rainbow cooed softly in Fluttershy's ears. We're here for you, Fluttershy, aren't we, guys? The five heads nodded in unison. Fluttershy, I know this is hard, but would you let me get the pyre ready? To burn Firewing, I mean, Rainbow said, added softly. There's no need, Rainbow. Thank you, Fluttershy replied dryly. I just buried him back there, facing Equestria, and home. She indicated with a wave of her head. Rainbow removed her leg from Fluttershy in shock. But Fluttershy, you know what happens to Pegasi who aren't... Yes, I know full well what happens, thank you, Fluttershy snapped. But you can't burn him Dragonlord body. So, I had to bury him. A dragon what now? Rainbow raised an eyebrow in confusion. That doesn't matter now, Twilight said, glaring at Rainbow. Then she turned back to Fluttershy and said gently, Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. You look like a right state. Don't worry, Twilight, darling. I got this one. Verity said. She stood up and walked to Fluttershy's side. Thank you, Pinkie said, with a nod from Verity. Pinkie walked up to Fluttershy and offered a hoof. Come on, she said in such a gentle manner. It's hard to believe it was from Pinkie. Without looking up, Fluttershy grabbed her hoof and held it tight. There's a small lake over there you could use, Dora said, pointing that way. Fluttershy's heart pounded a bit faster as she thought it was the same lake she and her father had shared for a moment yesterday evening. She tried to halt them, but Pinkie had dragged her on, not once letting go of Fluttershy's hoof. After a moment or so walking, they arrived in front of the lake. Fluttershy relaxed slightly to see it wasn't the same one. It was on a flat and figure as well. Dark blue water rippled as Pinkie stepped in. Come on, here, Pinkie said gently. She guided Fluttershy to the water. Fluttershy slowly made her way into the water. It was warm, a little bit relaxing. And Fluttershy was in the right state of mind to relax. Pressing her hose down into the Pegasus' shoulders, Verity lured Fluttershy to the wire, till Fluttershy's stomach touched the bottom. Coffee? Verity inquired. Fluttershy just gave a faint nod, a face full of sadness that made Pinkie's heart splinter and crack even more. Here, why don't you go get some rest? I'll stay here with her, Pinkie offered. After a while, Rarity nodded and lured herself back to Fluttershy's ear. Salt if you need anything done, she said, and with that, trotted back to the others, leaving Pinkie and Fluttershy together. Pinkie knew this wasn't the time for jokes. She knew just what Fluttershy was feeling at that moment, visibly stirred to memory of Grandpa's passing, which was still clear in her mind and had never dulled. She put on her serious, comforting face, and swam up next to her mourning friend. Come on, Fluttershy. Let's get started cleaning you up, Pinkie said, looking at Fluttershy, in all honesty feeling a bit queasy with just how much dragon blood was on the Pegasus' face. Fluttershy just sat there, staring at the water. Pinkie leaned behind her, and got hold of a flannel that Rarity left for her. They did the water and gently started cleaning Fluttershy's face. Fluttershy grimaced sometimes when Pinkie touched her scratch, but she didn't complain about it. She just stared at the water, reflexively staring back at her. After a while, Pinkie got most of the blood and dirt off Fluttershy's face, cleaned up some of the scars that weren't clearly visible.
Here you are. I thought there was a Fluttershy here somewhere.
Suddenly Fluttershy muttered something.
Sorry, Fluttershy, can you hear that?
For the first time, Fluttershy looked up, eyes widened once more, as the dam was about to break again.
I failed him, Pinky. We're supposed to look out for each other, but I failed. Now he's dead because of me.
Pinky shook her head.
No, Fluttershy, you had nothing to do with Fireling's death. There's nothing you or anyone could have done to prevent it.
Pinky placed her hose on Fluttershy's cheek, and lifted her head to back her eye.
Please, Fluttershy, don't blame yourself. But how can I, Pinky?
Fluttershy argued.
When I just stood there and let the dragon take him. What could it have been me? Don't see that ever,
Pinky said sternly.
You would have been killed too. And we had to bury you in Firewing. I don't think I could take you losing a second time.
Pinky let go of Fluttershy and allowed the Pegasus' head to slump once more.
Pinky, what did it feel like when you heard Grandpa died?
Fluttershy asked softly. Pinky's ears went flat atop her head, face contorted in thought.
At first, I didn't believe it, Pinky answered. Then even a year did I believe she was truly gone. It was only when she stopped coming on our monthly visits that I realized she was gone. I couldn't stop crying after that. Does it ever get easier?
Another period of silence fell.
Yeah, you think no, Pinky finally replied. It leaves a hole in you that never gets fully filled. But over time, you know it's there, and you know you have to walk around it. That's what I get to do, Fluttershy. I carried on. It carries memory. And I'm sure you'll do the same. Yes.
Fluttershy looked back at the water for a moment. After a while of listening to the birds, she looked back up again and said,
I'm sorry if I seem a bit rude, but could I be left alone, please? I just want to get my thoughts in check. No problem, Fluttershy,
Pinky said gently. She hopped out of the water and trotted off back to camp.
You know what helped Alice to get me through it?
Pinky added. Fluttershy twisted her head and looked around at her.
Having good friends like you be there for me. Not only they'll be there for you. They can death.
With that, she trotted away from the lake, leaving Fluttershy with her thoughts. Fluttershy knew Pinky was right. Her father was still gone, but his memory remained. Fluttershy knew she had to honor it, and continue what they started together, finding the keys and stopping Heimdall.
Now you know my pain.
Heimdall's voice echoed through her mind. Fluttershy looked down into the water instead of seeing her own face. It was the large, bulky, burning head of Heimdall, with a sneering sneer across his face. Fluttershy grit her teeth together, snarled in reflection.
You know nothing of my pain, Heimdall.
Oh, but I do. I watched my son get killed by ponies during the Great War, and then have his body paraded about like a trophy. So you don't dare lecture me about the pain of loss.
I know what happened to your son, Heimdall. Believe me when I say my heart breaks for what happened. Truly.
Fluttershy said.
There's no justification for killing thousands of innocents like you have done.
I wouldn't say thousands of innocents.
Heimdall sneered.
Hundreds of thousands is a better number.
Fluttershy felt her body heat increase as her anger once more.
You must think you have broken me by killing my father. There's no way this little Pegasus from Ponyville, who just everything she hears or sees, can do anything to stop you. Well, you're wrong, Heimdall. If anything, it's made me stronger. Because now it's given me a better reason to keep fighting. To stop you from destroying everything I hold dear.
Fluttershy stared, intensified.
I am Fluttershy Firewing. I am a Dragonlord, and I swear on this day I will find you, and I will kill you for your crimes.
Heimdall sneered.
Good luck,
he said before fading away from the water, voice disappearing from her mind. Fluttershy shook her head and jumped out of the lake, shaking out the excess water in her body, which was now mud and blood-free. She tried back to the others with a sense of purpose and a plan of what she was going to do next. She was going to follow her father's example, and finish what they and the Dragonlords started. Only when it's over could she truly mourn her father. The 60 clients went silent as Fluttershy emerged from the trees and nestled herself near the campfire that was now at the center of the group, a look of confidence on her face. They all sat in silence for a while, taking a moment to listen to the songs of the birds. With Sada sang a lowly tune for what seemed to be an animal-loving Pegasus speak of loss. It was of the world itself more than the death of Firewing. Okay, Circle Cube, Applejack spoke up. I think you owe us an explanation. What the heck's going on here? Was that Firewing really your father?
A.T., I don't think... No, Twilight,
Fluttershy cut her off.
She's right. You all have a right to know what's going on and what I have become. Become what, darling?
Rarity said.
You're hating yourself for killing that dragon. You shouldn't. You saved our lives doing that.
For that you have our sincere gratitude.
Not that, Rarity. Well, I'm glad you know you're all okay. But I'll tell you everything.
The 60s clients nestled down around the Pegasus. Fluttershy began to tell him what happened after leading him into trots, without leaving a single detail.
So, let me get this straight,
Rainbow said once Fluttershy finished.
You're saying that you, your father, and your ancestors were, or are, a part of a warrior order called the Dragonlords. They have greater eyesight and hearing,
have stronger skeletons and muscles, live longer,
speak in an ancient language that nobody could do all at any right, and keep the best sight to anything on the entire planet,
Pinky hissed. Fluttershy nodded.
Yes, that's right.
Night had fallen by the time Fluttershy finished retelling her experiences to the group. The darkened sky was covered in clouds, blocking out the moon and stars, leaving only the large campfire in the middle of the group, the only illumination possible. He gasped when Fluttershy told him how she learned Firewing was her father. I showed you the picture of Firewing and her mother. He listened silently at Fluttershy's retelling of her birth and Rosemary's death. Once Fluttershy had finished, Rainbow puffed out a lot of air, rubbed one hoof from her mane.
That's crazy. Fat, crazy doesn't even begin to describe it. World Science Pony's the fat, greatest warrior in Questia. Possibly in the world. Seems impossible. But it's true.
I'm not saying it ain't, Fluttershy. The idea of you, a pony who loves animals and probably never raised a hoof to fat, is actually a super soldier, slinging sky, well, mental. Fluttershy's ears flattened, and she paused at the ground.
It is mental. I agree with you there, but it's something I don't want. This life will cost me everything. First my father, then you all.
Rainbow frowned deeply, and watched the gleaming pigs that sat by her side.
I bet you would trade places with me if you could.
Fluttershy asked.
Yeah, I think so.
Rainbow said after a while.
I mean, after living a little bit longer, it doesn't sound too bad. Get to train longer to be a part of the Wonderbolts, longer career, and actually survive bad crashes. But like you said, I'll eventually lose you all.
The 7 equines sat in silence once more, listening to the crackle of the fire as the wood burnt away. The gases were spraying the air, were gently falling back into the ground like snow.
So what do we do now?
Rarity asked aloud. Applejack, Rainbow, Pinky, and Twilight looked at Rarity for a moment, then looked at consideration with the unicorn asked. Twilight looked straight at Fluttershy, who met her gaze, and asked gently,
Are you ready to go home, Fluttershy?
Fluttershy opened her mouth to speak, but when she saw the looks in her eyes, they were hopeful to return home, be reunited with families and loved ones. She didn't know how to tell them without breaking their hearts, so she came out with it.
Well, you all can, but I can't. Not yet. Whatever do you mean, darling?
Rarity asked, looking up to her side.
I know the circumstances have not been kind to you, but haven't you achieved what you set out to do in the first place, and more? Yeah, why can't you go home?
Twilight finished.
Because I'm the only one who could save the world,
Fluttershy answered.
I'm now the only one who could stop Heimdall.
Applejack cocked her head to the side. Who the hell is Heimdall? Fluttershy proceeded to tell them how thousands of years ago, a dragon, whose original name had been long forgotten, tried to destroy every living creature with fire and magic, and was stopped and defeated by the Dragonlord Order, who were created to bring him down.
That was 5,000 years ago, but he was never truly defeated. He's been fighting the Order all this time in the shadows, and is only now emerging. If I don't stop him, the world will burn.
Fluttershy finished. 60 equines sat in front of her sat on their haunches. Their faces shaped in horror and fear as they summarized what was going on. And themselves in a 5,000-year-old war,
when Heimdall was winning at the moment. Although, however, it was Twilight that disturbed them the most. It's still playing on her face. You said Heimdall could shut his claws together and turn ponies into fire. Fluttershy nodded. But that's impossible! The practice of pyromancy hasn't been around for 2,000 years! What the hell is pyromancy or whatever it is? Pyromancy, Rainbow, Twilight corrected her. Pyromancy is the ability to create fire in the palm of a caster's hoof or claws. It's renowned for creating terrible accidents. If Heimdall is a pyromancer and a powerful one, how do you hope to defeat him, Fluttershy? Fluttershy shifted around to get a hold of Firewing's saddlebags. Took out one of the keys, showing the 60 coins. In the dark, they could make out a faint, fiery glow from it.
This, as well as 4 others, was created by Star Swirl's Pyramid, or enchantment to get black magic users and decide Heimdall's abilities completely. I just need to find the 5th one of these, find him, kill him. This time for good.
Wait, what? Applejack said with a wave of her hoof.
Did I hear you correctly? It's just like kill him.
Fluttershy nodded.
But isn't kill too strong a word?
Twilight asked.
Not for human, is it?
Fluttershy replied. The hatred she had for this creature more apparent as her voice rose.
But Fluttershy, but nothing, Twilight!
Fluttershy spat, sending the unicorn jumping backwards, flitzing into venom in her Fluttershy's words.
You didn't see the slaughter he made of Heimdall when he killed everyone in the city. When young, old, unborn, everyone. He destroyed Andalusia, killed my father. I'm trying to kill you all. My celestial Luna, and it's the last thing I do. I will make him pay for what he's done.
Twilight was now cowering under Fluttershy. Fluttershy, while the others stood where they were, dumbfounded by what was transpiring. Fluttershy, upon noticing Twilight cowering on the ground, squeaked and stepped back in horror, looked back at her sinking husk.
I'm so sorry, Twilight. I'm sorry to all of you. You didn't deserve that.
When she looked down at the ground, she said through her gritted teeth,
I just feel so angry.
She looked back up again.
Does that make me a bad person?
Twilight got up and gave Fluttershy a warm smile while shaking her head. Fluttershy, Flora spoke up. He walked over and sat Nest down to the Pegasus. It's all right to feel anger. It's a perfectly normal emotion for all of us, even at a time like this. You're not a bad person for feeling it. You're a good person to have fortunate things have happened to you. Fluttershy gave a little nod in understanding. But you must know, Dragon continued, vengeance doesn't solve anything. We'll bring your father back. Fluttershy looked up at Throa.
I know that, Throa, but this isn't about vengeance.
Throa raised an eyebrow, forcing Fluttershy to tell the truth.
Okay, maybe a little. But mostly, this is about doing what's right. Because if I don't do anything, everything I know and love dies. My father died trying to do what's right, and I'm going to follow his selfless example. I continue to fight in his memory.
Throa nodded and patted Fluttershy on the back. Well, that's the case. I'm coming with you, if you'll have me. Fluttershy gasped in surprise.
You mean that?
Throa could nod with a grin. For the first time in hours, Fluttershy could feel coming of a smile on her face. Fluttershy, Rainbow chipped in. Remember when I said back in Carolot? We begin this together, and we end this together. I'm coming with you as well. If we go down, we're going down hot! Fluttershy felt that smile grow a little bigger. Shucks, I'll lay it too, Sugar Cube. There ain't no amount of druggy thing to put you that's gonna tell me otherwise, Applejack said. Fluttershy smiled before into their grin. As am I, Twilight said confidently. You need us for this, now more than ever. Fluttershy could feel tears of joy in her eyes.
Darling, I simply cannot go home and leave you to ruin that splendid meal of yours. I'm with you too,
Rarity said, puffing out her chest. Fluttershy was now beaming.
Next time we wreck this meeting and smash it to pieces. They'll grind his faces to pieces. I'm with you as well, Fluttershy Failing, Peggy said before murmuring. I had to find a bigger pattern to fit your full name now for your birthday parties.
Fluttershy stretched her 4 legs out and grabbed all her friends in a group hug. She was so happy they wanted to come. She wanted them to be with her. Nor did she want to separate from them ever again.
You girls are the best friends a pony can ask for. How could I deserve such good friends? Pinky responded. Because you're the kindest soul we know. Anything you do is to help others. She still let out a long gasp. This is what you can tell your children in the year's time. Your children's children.
She tipped out her grip pocket to spot her Percy, a Fluttershy, sadly a lot older.
Okay, kitties. Gather round. I'll tell you all how to face this big dumb me. Get to the sun and move it back around.
Fluttershy's face faded to sorrow at the mention of children. And once Pinkie started to impersonate her, she couldn't help but laugh.
That's good, Pinkie.
She complicated her afterwards.
Do you practice?
She has a raised eyebrow.
Well, yes, Pinkie answered especially. I try to do all of you, but for some reason, I can only do Fluttershy really well.
Dot chuckled to taste the subject.
So, Fluttershy, you know where the fifth and final key is?
Yes.
Fluttershy recited upon.
Somewhere in Ramshead Range.
Thro's eyes widened. Ramses Range. You have any idea where that is?
Yes, south of here.
In Andalusian territory. Not only do we gotta stop an evil dragon from destroying the world, we gotta navigate our way through a civil war.
5 ponies had been following him, looked at him incredulously.
You never told us there was a civil war going on! I did.
Sure, I mentioned that once or twice. 5 ponies shook her head.
No, well, there is, and we had to get around it.
They stared at each other, shocked for a moment, till Applejack spoke up again.
We've been through a war before, and even found one. We can get through this leaky split. What do you say, y'all?
Yaris nodded.
How long will it take us to get there, Thrilla?
Well, barring we don't run into any difficulties, I'd say about 2-3 days minimum.
Thor replied with a stirring tone. I think we should all get some sleep. Set off early in the morning. It's a rough day for some of us, Clay said, looking at Fluttershy with semantic eyes. I agree, Rarity said. Becky and I are not good for one's features. Good night, all of you. With that, she lay down on the grass and instantly fell asleep. The others followed one by one, leaving only Twilight and Fluttershy.
Twilight. Sorry for snapping at you earlier. You didn't deserve that.
Twilight walked up to the Pegasus and gave her a comforting hug. It's okay, Fluttershy. You didn't deserve what happened to you today. Just know we're here for you, okay? Fluttershy nodded. Would you like me to put that nightmare spell on you tonight?
Thank you, Twilight. I should be okay.
If you need to wake me, just don't be sad about it. Twilight patted her friend on the shoulders and walked closer to the fire. She threw her saddlebags off her back, got down on her stomach, and slowly fell asleep. Fluttershy lowered herself down to the ground, curled up to a ball, where she went to sleep, looked up at the starless sky, wondered whether her father was watching her with a proud, loving smile he had.
I won't let you down, Dad,
she whispered to the sky. She lowered her hand onto the soft grass and slowly sank into a haunted sleep.
I know you won't, my child.
And thus passes another great OC.